Hi guys, this is Klazart bringing another early commentary, and this time I'm commentating on the OSL round of 16 day 5 matchup between Backho and Typeb. And Backho finds himself in a little bit of a predicament here. He finds himself with his back against the wall in an alley, and some not too friendly looking guys coming around the corner. He's 0-2 down in his group, and he needs to win this to even have a chance at a tiebreak. If he wins this, he's going to have to hope that Fantasy can dismantle Stork, which will give Backho the chance of a tiebreak to get through to the next round. Otherwise, he's out. He can win this and still go out. Typeb, on the other hand, is at 1-1, and a win here will mean that either he will go through directly to the next round, or he will have to feature in a tiebreak in order to be able to get through to the next round. So a win here will give him a very strong chance. A loss here will mean that he could either go out directly or end up in a tiebreak, depending on the results, again, between Fantasy and Stork. So nothing's going to be decided here today. Backho's, well, to an extent, Backho's fate will be decided. If he loses, he's definitely out. And that is some cool Dragon Ball Z art. Looks like Goku versus, I can't remember what that guy was, but I remember he was really irritating. The guy with the green horns. Anyway, Backho's just put his pylon down. This is going to be on Outsider. Again, I've got to tell you guys, I'm really enjoying the maps this season. I like Outsider, I like Heartbreak Ridge, and Backho's probe already in Typeb's base. Typeb looks like he's gone for a 9 pool, I believe. He put the extractor and spawning pool down before his second overlord was complete. Although I could be wrong, in which case it would be an overpool. Actually, I think he's gone for an overpool. Sorry. So Typeb gone for an overpool. Backho getting the pylon down, having scouted it. So Backho putting the photon cannon down now, putting his forge down just now, and that's going to be scouted by Typeb's overlord. Backho continuing to harass his opponent. Typeb looks like he's going Typeb mining gas so early on. Looks like we will be seeing speed upgraded Zerglings from Typeb. And this is a little bit risky, especially since it's been scouted. He's still persisting with his strategy, having seen that forge. He looks like he's really going for it. Yeah, and it does look like he's going for speed upgraded Zerglings to try and take down Backho. But that sort of attack works best as some sort of surprise. He's probably hoping that Backho would go in the wrong direction, but Backho, not only did he scout in the right direction, but he scouted quite early. He scouted right after putting his pylon down. Backho straight away starting up 2 photon cannons. So he's going to be well prepared for this, and Typeb still no sign of taking that natural export, taking a hatchery down, sending his Zerglings towards Backho's base now. And really, once Backho defends, then Typeb is not going to send his Zerglings. He's pulled his Zerglings back. He realizes that he's not going to do any damage to Backho, so it looks like he's only going to put his expansion down now, take his natural expo, and he's just going to focus those Zerglings on taking down that probe. It'll be interesting to see if he does. Perhaps he wants to take that probe down and do a double fake here and get both hatcheries up and go for a Ling attack. A timing attack with lots of speed upgraded Lings, and Backho obviously needs to keep that probe alive to try and scout that out and try and see if he can catch Typeb getting those speed upgraded Lings, unless Typeb decides to go for perhaps a two hatch spire build of some kind. We might be seeing that from Typeb as well. It'll be interesting to see what sort of build he goes for. Outsider is one of those maps that does allow players to innovate. Backho continues to circle with that probe. He's now put his gateway down. Looks like he's put 2 gateways down at his natural expo. And that probe still alive, Backho still keeping it alive. Typeb finally manages to take it out, and he finally takes it down. So it'll be interesting now if Typeb does upgrade those Zerglings and get speed upgrade on them. Looks like he's actually going for an expansion at the main of the 1 o'clock base. This is a 3-player map, Outsider. So Typeb putting that expansion out after taking down Backho's probe, so that Backho wouldn't know what was going on in his base. So Backho looks like he's expecting some sort of attack, but Typeb has done a feint here. He's actually put another hatchery down. Backho is expecting speed upgrades Zerglings to come pushing through, which is why he feels that Typeb was so desperate to take his probe down, because that was what was coming. But Typeb doesn't seem to have researched speed upgraded Zerglings, and it looks like he's going to go for the lair instead. This is going to be very interesting, guys. Backho now sending another probe out because that attack that he was expecting hasn't come yet. Now he's going to pull back those 3 probes chasing that, those 3 Zerglings chasing that probe, and those Zerglings almost sniping that probe, but the probe managed to get back. Backho now knows that the attack isn't coming and that his expansion is secure. So he's got to be wondering what Typeb is up to, whether Typeb is going for, has put a spire down, gone for some sort of a 2-hatch spire build, but he just doesn't know, because Typeb's done a good job of denying him that scouting information after having taken that probe down, and Typeb with a surprise expansion at the 10 o'clock base. We've seen some really innovative and different builds and strategies in this day of the OSL, guys. Just to tell you guys, I will not be doing Lida versus Quanro, because that match is a dead rubber. It doesn't matter who wins. The player from that group, the player from that matchup who's going to progress through the next round pretty much already decided. Backho now with the Stargate going down, and I just wonder what sort of timings and Backho managed to sneak a probe through into that dual expansion. He might be going for a dual gas here, dual gas nexus here, sneaking that probe through, put the Stargate down. Obviously, he'll hope to secure the air, and looks like he might actually just be using that probe to scout, but his opponent does have, Typey does have that Zergling there to see that probe, so he should be able to get some Zerglings on that ramp to prevent that probe from getting into his base. Backho desperate to get the scout in, racing towards Zergling, racing out of the probe, trying to intercept it, and it looks like that probe will get in and spot the lair. He spotted the lair, he spotted the spire as well, but obviously for all he knows, his opponent could have more buildings elsewhere. He still doesn't know whether his opponent has expanded somewhere else, but Backho's got to be getting suspicious right now. He's got to be wondering what Typey's up to. Typey looks like he's gone for a 3-hatch Spire build, but I'm not sure if he's taken his third gas yet. I don't think he's taken his third gas as of yet. Backho with 2 Stargates, however, and Backho immediately putting the second Stargate down. He's got a Cybernetics core spinning away as well, probably for air upgrades, and Backho's going to try and secure the air advantage. So he wasn't going for that double gas expansion, but it does look like he's going to secure the air advantage. And now that he's got the scout, this could be great for Backho, or it could really horribly backfire on him, because his opponent is going to have 3 hatcheries, and his opponent puts a lot of Mutalisks and Scourges out. He could whittle down Backho's Air Force, and Backho, if he loses that Air Force, he'll be counting on that quite heavily early on. He would be in huge trouble. With the first Corsair coming out, a Hydralisk Den going down for Typey as well, and Typey still hasn't even taken his natural expo gas. He's just now starting up the gas at his natural expo as well. So Backho will have a period of time where he will have a chance to establish air superiority. Typey is obviously aware of what's coming. Typey putting another hatchery down in his main. He's got the Hydralisk Den done as well. Backho continuing to scout around with that Corsair. He's now going to spot finally that expansion at the 1 o'clock position, but he doesn't really have the ground troops to be able to do anything about it. He's now getting that robotics facility down, but he doesn't have a citadel down, he doesn't have a lot of gateways down, so it's not like he can macro up heavily, and this build of Backho's really plays into Typey's hands, because Typey is going to be in a fantastic position now to get his economy going, because Backho, having gone for that second gateway, second Stargate, it means he's delayed himself in perhaps getting some other tech buildings. Now Typey with a couple of Hydras out just to ferry those Corsairs away, and now he's got his first Scourges out as well, and you just feel Backho's going to be put on the back foot pretty soon, still with what looks like just the one gateway in his. He's got the robotics. Okay, he's got the robotics facility down. Still no citadel as far as I can see. Still no robotic support bay either, in case he was deciding to go for Sair Reaver. But he has got air superiority established for the time being, and it looks like Typey with a lot of Hydralisks coming down, and he's putting a creep colony down as well. I believe that was at his natural expo. Backho circling around. He's built up a decent sized force of Corsairs, and he's now pushing out with his 3 Zealots and solo Goon as well. But Typey's got a pretty large Hydralisk force, so he'll be comfortable in defending against this, unless Backho can snipe some Overlords. Typey just trying to get some of those Corsairs out, trying to take a Corsair down. Backho circling around, finds an unprotected Overlord, takes a couple of shots at it, and then circles away again, flies away again. Meanwhile, Spore Colony is going down for Typey. He's putting one down at his 1 o'clock base, which is obviously the most vulnerable base that he does have. Backho, with just the one gateway to produce ground units, not in a position to put any pressure on his opponent. Robotics facility building away. I'm not sure what it's building. I haven't seen either an observatory or a robotic support bay. And now Typey transitioning into Hydralisk. He hasn't even produced any air. Backho only now putting that Citadel of Adon down. I don't think he's got a robotic support bay. Backho might be in huge trouble here. He might just get overrun by Hydralisk because he's got nothing to defend against the Hydralisk. Hydralisk now coming into Backho's front door at his natural expo. Backho coming out with the Zealots as well as the Dragoon. The first Spore getting taken down instantly in the first volley of shots from the Hydralisk. Backho trying to counter at the supply of his opponent, trying to take an overload down, but there are Spore colonies there. Another couple of Zealots go down. The photon cannon's going down, and Backho is just going to get completely wasted here. The Reaver pops out, but it's got no Scarabs, and if that Reaver gets sniped, that's going to be GG right there, folks. Couple of Hydralisks closing within range despite the probes. I think one Reaver shot did went off, but it didn't really do any damage. A Hydralisk gets taken down, and the Reaver dies. That's got to be GG. Citadel of Adon going up for Backho as well. Photon cannon just now finishing at his natural expo, but that gets killed, and the reinforcements streaming in now. Hydralisk just moving into Backho's natural expo, and that's got to be GG. Backho just absolutely trounced, wasted by Typey, and completely done in. And I think his choice of going for that second Stargate just backfired so horribly on him. I think he was completely just baffled by his opponent. He wasn't able to get the scout, and he was wondering what his opponent was doing. I think he feared some sort of big air push or something, which is why he went for the Stargate. I guess he was going for Sair Reaver, which is why he went for the 2 gates. But unfortunately for him, he was countered perfectly by Typey's build. Typey completely foxing Backho, and somebody needs to send Backho some baby lotion, because I feel after the backslapping, after the butt whacking he's just received, he's going to need it. So Backho is out of the OSL. Typist given himself a good chance to progress through either directly or via means of a tiebreak. Depending on if Stork beats Fantasy, Typist will go through. If Fantasy beats Stork, there will be a three-way tie between those two players. Backho is out. And lots of Zergs doing well so far in the OSL, guys. This is Klazart. Thanks for listening.